So for my game, Hand of Avarice, I focused on constraint design with emotional impact and forced uneasiness, as you'll see. But really, the main focus was reading the theory of embodied cognition in the sense of physicality being just as important as the other factors in design for emotional impact. And so you'll see as we go. But I'll stay with the right hand and to keep holding my phone with the left here. But anyways, the goal of the game is to complete 5 of these cards, which are gestures. You'll see, and completing 5 of them will be the win. If you, we'll get into it, but you start with 8 health, which is denoted on this D20. The first step is to roll. A 1, sacrifice a finger. 6 is gain a ring. 2 or 3, lose 1 health. 4 or 5, lose 2 health. 2, I lose 1 health, so I go down to 7 on here. And then the next step is to draw the action card. So we don't have any lost fingers or rings, so we can do this just fine. Boom. Now, this will denote, we'll keep the ones that the gestures we complete. That will note that we have 1 gesture completed of the 5 we need. Rinse and repeat. Roll. 1, I have to sacrifice a finger. So this is where the constraint comes in. Since these are technically, each finger essentially is its own verbiage in an action, this is the constraint of losing an action. So 1, I don't know. I'm going to put on the ring finger. These are the severed. These denote severed fingers. These rings, the red ones. Try to make it look bloody, but it might look like a candy cane. But all right. So we did that. Now, oh my gosh, rough gesture to get. Oh man, I can't complete it. I am missing this finger. So this goes over here, just the discard pile. And I lose a health point for when I can't complete the gesture. So we're at 6. So every third turn, though, is a forced emotional loop, or forced uneasiness, I should say. So on the third turns, instead of rolling for the normal way, odds will be a sacrifice a finger. Evens is gain a ring, which we have 3 over here, and then you roll again if you get a even to decide which one you get. Actually, it should be like this. Anyways, all right, let's roll. I got a 2, which means I get a ring of power. These are called the rings of powers. Roll again. So this is 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6. 3, which I get a heart ring. What a heart ring does, you can put on it. You can put the rings on any fingers except the ones that are severed. What a heart ring does is if I take damage or if I lose a finger, by force nature of the game, I just put the ring back over here. I have the option to. I don't have to protect myself from taking damage or losing a finger. All right. That being said, so we got a 3. We got our ring. Now we draw the gesture. All right. So I can't do that gesture, which means I would take 1 damage. It's a bad shuffle. That's a bad shuffle. Gain 2 of those back to back. I'm going to just take the 1 damage. And we'll go down to 5, somewhere on here. There it is. Put that back in the incomplete pile. Do our old rolls. So 1, oh my gosh, we lose a finger. I'm using the heart ring. Put that back so nothing happens there. Draw the gesture. Again, a gesture I can't do. Unfortunately, I really picked a bad ring to sever. Geez, this shuffle is rough. All right, so I can't do that, which is unfortunate. So I go down to 4 health. This is becoming a very tense game right now. For me, emotionally, I'm feeling the effects. I'm stressing, actually. I'm just genuinely stressing. I can't complete that gesture. It goes over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on round 5. Roll. 2. I lose a health. We're down to 3. Jeez, we're 3 away from gestures completed. I can do that gesture. Boom. We got 2 towards the win, 3 health left. It's a divisible by 3 round. So that means rings or severed finger. I get a ring. Let's see which one we get. All right, we get a grave ring. This is actually a great ring. Would have been useful a little bit ago. I can use this to revive a finger, one specific finger, for 1 turn. That means I will lose the finger after I use it. So anyways, we'll go into the action. I don't need to use it because I can do that gesture. So, boom. We got 3. What is this shuffle? I'm just now noticing. Oh my gosh, what a badge. I'm going to split the deck in half. And again, split it in half again. I feel like I got a bad shuffle here. And I just want to show some, the different gestures. Only for this specific game. Alright. So I did that. We're now on round 7. Roll normally. 6, we get a ring. Alright. See which one we get. A 5. That gives us the eye. So the eye makes it so we can either sack a roll, so we can re-roll, or redraw a gesture. Now we go into the turn. I don't need to use either of my rings because I can do that gesture. So we're 1 away now. We're actually in a very good position. Round 8. 1. I have to sever a finger. I could use my eye ring, which I think I will do. So we'll get rid of that and we'll re-roll. 5. Oh my gosh, I take 2 health. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I'm down to 1. I'm down to 1. I've got a missing finger, and I've got a gravestone. Alright. Boom. Easy gesture. Didn't have to use the grave, which I could have used to revive this finger and I would have had a full hand of actions. So we won there. Alright. And that's the game, basically. We have rings to denote severed fingers, which constrain your gameplay. Gestures that perform. Just go through some of these. Wow, it really wasn't shuffled that great. I don't know what happened. There's some really simple ones. Some obviously some harder ones that require you to use all 3 fingers or all 5 fingers and thumb. But yeah, that's the game. I think it has. If I were to add more to this game, I think modularity of rings, so denoting which ring goes on which finger, that has a various effect. So the heart ring maybe on the ring finger does something differently than on the thumb. But I wanted to keep it simple for this prototype and really hone in on the constraint and the embodied cognition factor. All right, thanks for watching.